Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a great New Year's Eve, New Year celebration, whether you were like turning up with friends, loved ones, or if you were like chilling at home. I was personally at work until 11 o'clock and I made it home just in time, I think like 5 minutes before it hit 12. So I was able to do like a teeny tiny bit of celebrating. I figured I'd go ahead and make my first video of 2018, my favorite makeup products from 2017. Kind of just an accumulation of everything that I loved mostly from last year, and I'm probably gonna miss some things because there might be some things that I was really loving that I didn't repurchase when I used them just because I had so many things, but I think I got majority of it right here. So I'll try to just go in order that you like get ready, starting with primer, ending at probably lip products, and it's going to be a lengthy one, so grab a snack. And before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you get notified when I upload videos. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so starting with primers, the combination that I have been using the last like several months has been the No. 7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base. And I've actually been mixing it with this Absolute New York Afterglow Illuminating 3D Liquid Highlighter in the shade Afterglow. So the No. 7 makeup base I get at Target. You might be able to find it at Ulta also, but it is a very matte makeup base primer. So if you have really oily skin but you want something that's like inexpensive, then definitely try this one out. The main thing that you probably need to do if you're using it by itself is just to pat it in the skin and not try to like rub it in, because it might just like kind of bead up and start to flake off. But mixing it with this Afterglow Illuminating Primer kind of gives me like a little bit of a less matte consistency. Like it still gives me the matteness, but it kind of makes it so I can actually rub it into my skin, and then this gives me a little bit of a glow. So I've really been loving the combination of those. And then favorite primer ever in life is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. This one is like super matte. So if you have very oily skin, and I mean like you think nothing is going to work, try this and it will keep you super duper matte. Moving on to foundations, another combination that I loved majority of the summer was mixing the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte with this Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. Mainly I was mixing them because I had the Pro Matte in 107, which was too light for my skin tone in the summer, and then I had the Maybelline one in Golden Honey, which was a tinge too dark for me. So mixing them together was like great. It gives like really great coverage, lasts all day, and it looks nice on the skin, and it's an inexpensive combo. So the next foundation that I'm going to mention is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I have the shade 310, which is mainly what I would wear probably in the winter, and I could probably go a tinge deeper. I really like this foundation. It's super matte, it gives great coverage, but it's a very like thin consistency, so you can build it up without it looking super cakey, and it looks great in photos. So if you can find your shade, I would definitely recommend this. And then lastly, one which is like one of my top favorite foundations is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. So I finished up a bottle and I wasn't going to repurchase it, and then Sephora handed out that $10 off or $20 off 50. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up another bottle of this. So I got it for like 30 bucks, but I think 30 bucks, yeah, because this is like $50, y'all. So it's super watery, but what I like is that it covers amazingly. So for it to be so thin in consistency, it covers greatly. So I will get oily with this, but I'll use that Becca primer, and it definitely lengthens how long I can go without needing to blot my face. But the coverage of this and how natural it looks is just amazing. So yeah, and I have this in the shade Medium Dark 1 Syracuse. So next are going to be concealers. Number one, hands down, is the Tarte Shape Tape. If you've heard hype about it and you're wondering whether or not you should try it, yes, take the plunge and save your coins, splurge and pick this up, because it has great coverage. It blends really well. It doesn't like crease if you set it nicely under the eyes, and a little of it goes a very long way. I have the shade Medium, and I think I'm finally getting down to the nitty-gritty and using all of this up, but it's definitely like my favorite concealer of all time. And another one that I tried last year was the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Radiant Concealer. And I didn't think I was really gonna like this very much. It's definitely not as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape one, but it's super creamy, very light, great for like everyday wear. And I have this in the shade medium. It also builds up really nicely. And then my favorite from the drugstore is the L'Oreal True Match Concealers. I have W45, which is light medium, which I'll use under my eyes, and then W678 medium deep, which I will spot conceal with, and then in the summer I use this color under my eyes. W678 is a little difficult to find sometimes, so I would just check. I mean, they sell this everywhere, so just keep checking around to find this one if you need it. But it has great coverage. It blends nicely. It lasts all day. It's very inexpensive. It looks great. Next up are setting powders, and I have two. First one, another holy grail, is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I've actually mixed this with the Ben Nye banana powders, and then it gives it a little bit more of a yellow tinge, but not super yellow underneath the eyes. And that way, using the translucent, if you find that using the Laura Mercier by itself gives you more of a white cast, then definitely mix it with this yellow powder. Doesn't change the consistency of it. It's like perfect for setting the entire face under the eyes if you want your makeup to last all day. And then recently, well, not recently, over the last like 4 or 5 months, I've been using the L'Oreal Hydra Perfect Perfecting Loose Powder in the shade medium, I think. Yeah, so drugstore powder. It has that terrible old, well, mature perfume smell that I hate. It's a little bit more of a pink powder, but I set my makeup, well, my under eyes with it all the time, like especially every day. It lasts, it looks nice, it doesn't give me a white cast, it doesn't have flashback in it, so really been loving this powder, and it's super inexpensive. So I have one makeup spray that I want to talk about, and this is the Essence Keep It Perfect Makeup Fixing Spray. This right here is like a magic in a bottle. It's so cheap, and it like really sets the face. So if you are having a special night or day and you are going to be wearing your makeup all day, you need it to really last, try this, because I'm pretty sure it's well under $5, and your makeup is not moving anywhere when you set it with this. Next up are bronzers. I have this pitiful looking bronzer here. This is the NYX I think it's the matte bronzer in deep tan. Yeah, matte bronzer in deep tan. So clearly I finished it. It's my favorite drugstore bronzer ever. It blends beautifully. It doesn't look cakey. It has a nice like warm color if that's what you like to bronze with and contour with or whatever. I prefer a warm bronzer, a warm contour. So just to give me some color back to my face. But love this, and I think it's under $10. Next is the MAC's Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish. This is what I've used today and what I've been using since I finished up the NYX one, but it's definitely a warm bronzer. The mineralized skin finishes are just a baked product, so it looks really natural on the skin. It's not gonna be super heavy, but you can definitely build it up, and it just looks amazing. And another from the drugstore that I loved was the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette Contour in the shade Caramel Toffee. So when I went on vacation a couple of times this year, I only took this. I would highlight, well, set under my eyes with the yellow powder here, and then bronze up with that with the bronzer. This bronzer is super pigmented. I mean, barely tap the brush in there and then flick off any excess, and it bronzes up the face like perfectly. This is huge, and it's super inexpensive. As far as blushes go, majority of the beginning of the year and the summer, I was using the L'Oreal Infallible Paints Blush Palette. This just has really nice warm colors. I love a good peach or coral, especially for women of color. I think it just looks super flattering. I kind of just swirl my brush into all of these and put it on, and it's pigmented. You can definitely build the color up, and I just think it's nice that the drugstore is finally coming out with like some blush palettes. And then a most recent pickup I have is the Juvia's Place, the Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette. This was on Haute Look, so I got it for a discount, but it comes with 6 blushes, or kind of like 4 blushes, a bronzer, and then like a little highlighter here. These 2 here and the purple and the bronzer here are all matte. The 2 in the middle have some shimmer to them, but these are the most pigmented blushes in the world. And they have a palette, I think a volume 1 or maybe a volume 3 or so, but there's another one of these that is for deeper skin tones, so definitely check it out. This, even full price, I think is like $25 or somewhere around that, which is a great price for 6 blushes, and they're super pigmented. A little bit goes a long way, so you're definitely not gonna run out of it anytime soon. Okay, so as far as eyeshadow palettes, I have 2, but kind of like the same one, and they're both the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palettes. Originally, I just picked up the first one, and then she dropped a deluxe. So this is what I use for my eyeshadow today. Majority of the summer, this is what I was using to highlight with, and pretty much anytime I went somewhere, I would just take this. So the original has, what is this? 10 eyeshadows and then 4 highlighter bronzer shades. And then the deluxe, which is not necessary to have both of them, I'm just extra, has 15 eyeshadows and then 6 highlighters and bronzers. But they are the perfect everyday neutral shades. You get like warms, some bronzy ones, some purples, a couple of cool colors in there, nice deep brown, and then some beautiful highlight shades. So even if you have super fair to deep skin, you'll be able to use this palette. I actually used the 2 really light highlights today because I just went for this cool makeup look, and I never do cool makeup looks, so I just wanted to use those 2 icy colors just to show that you can highlight with them and they'll still look nice. And you can find these on the BH, I think they discontinued the regular one, but I think you can find this still on the BH Cosmetics website. And then I bought this one originally from Ulta, so the deluxe might be in Ulta also. And I have one other like single highlighter to talk about. It's the Milani Strobe Light in number 4 Glowing. It's an instant glow powder, and it's like bam. So when I had a tan, loved using this. So it's just a really nice kind of golden bronzy color that looks like, I mean, gorgeous. And it's just like a wet highlighter look. It doesn't have any glitter in it, and it just looks really nice. Next, I would talk about brows. So before, I was using like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and then the drugstore started releasing these little micro brow pencils, and I was using the NYX one. I really like that one. And then I feel like I found the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and this is favorite brow pencil ever, hands down. I use the shade Dark Brunette. I just ran out, so I had to pick up a new one, but I used it today to fill in my brows. You can go really light for an everyday look. You can go really bold for a more dramatic look, and everything in between. I love how skinny the pencil is. It's retractable. And then this spoolie right here is amazing. It's amazing at getting those hairs to like stay up and go in the direction you want to. And I'm pretty sure this is like $7 or $8. All right, so for eyelashes, I have one mascara. It's the CoverGirl Total Tease Waterproof Mascara. I feel like I haven't talked about a CoverGirl mascara in forever, since they dropped like Lash Blast years ago. So I didn't really think that I was going to like this one as much as I did, but it curls the lashes beautifully and then gives great volume with a little bit of length. So it's like a perfect everyday, but you can build it up mascara. This little bad boy I talked about in, I think, like my last yearly favorites or so, but it is from Velour Lashes, and it's just one of those lash applicators. It was expensive. It was like 20 bucks. You can probably find a cheaper one. I love it though. It's metal and it's super thin, and I just love the end here is curved. So if you're not good at putting lashes on with your fingers, this, you can just hold the lash, stick it right down as far as you need to, grab it, pin those inner and outer corners down, and then it has a little comb here if you need to kind of just like comb the lashes out and make them fluffy and blend yours with the false lashes. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, this Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. Everyone's been raving about these. They are the truth. If you love wearing glitter, loose pigment like shadows, but you don't like the mess or how long it takes to kind of just mix everything together and put it on and then clean up afterwards, try one of these. So it's just a glitter eyeshadow that kind of just comes in like a wet form. The applicator is flat on both sides. You just place it exactly where you want to, let it dry down, and it doesn't really budge. They come in like beautiful colors. All right, so lastly, we're gonna talk about lips. I have one lip liner, and it is MAC's Stripped Down Lip Liner. Love this. I used to not really be into lip liners, but this I found myself wearing so many times with just it by itself. Great nude from my skin tone. It's just that really kind of my lips but better pinky brown color. So it looks great by itself with like some chapstick underneath it or so. It looks great underneath any nude lipstick or any brown lipstick, any pink lipstick. I have two lipsticks from MAC. They are very, very similar in color when I show you. And the first one is Velvet Teddy and the other is Kinda Sexy. So pretty darn close. I think Kinda Sexy has more pink in it, and then Velvet Teddy is more of a nude, but they're very beautiful nude colors. If you're looking for a good nude that's not gonna like wash you out. Another lipstick that I wore majority of the year after I got it was this Tarte lipstick in the color Colada, which is another nude. Favorite lip gloss of 2017 was definitely this Too Faced Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Oil lip gloss. It smells great. It has a nice doe foot applicator. It's very creamy, pigmented. It doesn't have a lot of tackiness to it, but just enough to make it last really long. But I need these in like, you know, some purples, some more nudes, some browns. I need them to expand this line. So that's everything for my makeup favorites from 2017. Leave me some of your favorites down below. I just want to thank you guys for all of your support in 2017, and I can't wait to see what 2018 has in store. So thanks so much as always for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.